You're just tuning in. This is Mind to Mind on WPEB 88.1 FM. My name is Shema'yah. My co-host is Vonda, Kline. We're here with Tara Tillman and Mr. Fred Jones for Fight for Philly. We want to thank you all for coming in. And off mic, we were talking about the Voter Right Act and certain sections of it being struck down. I think it's section number 4 being struck down. Now, what's the significance about the this midterm election coming up? And I was talking about how glamorous the presidential elections are, but in your opinion, do you think the midterms are equally?
In my opinion, the midterms are much more important than the presidential election because there are so many elections. The election results are going to affect our communities. Things like the governor and senators.
Okay.
Because we had that Obama hangover in 2010. We had Pat Toomey,
right,
a Tea Partier, Governor Corbett, Tea Partier, and they've all made decisions that are detrimental to our community. And they're doing this because they know that, they have that opportunity now. So what I'm saying to everyone is make sure that you're registered. Okay? Midterms are coming up in 2014. We need to really turn out to make sure that we get candidates elected that have our issues and the things that are going to affect our communities, that they're on our side.
I understand that. I appreciate that, Tara. Because you came in under the platform of education for children. We're talking about the one-sheet notes coming home. If you had your way, how would you like to see the public education system be? Oh, that's a heavy one.
That's a heavy one. I would love to see, starting with the staff, more teachers, more, because we have no more aides anymore like we used to, more aides, bring them back.
Okay.
More nurses, as a result of having not too many nurses in the schools, and they're being part-time and once a week, and some don't even have a nurse. Some schools probably don't even have one, but counselors, all the people that used to, the NTAs,
right?
They used to roam the halls and protect the halls.
Right.
So the students are in their classes like they should be, or have notes, passive or something. It's just so sad because everything has changed and it's changed for the worse. If we had those things back, schools would be better. They have police officers now. I never had that when I was in school. And I'm not that old, but
right, I understand.
I didn't have
right. You have the situation there.
The schools and the beeping device. The
metal detector.
Yeah, we never had those things. Schools were much better. More parents were involved. We need that. I mean, I know that parents have to work and the mothers are the ones that's raising the children today, but we really, really do need parents to get more involved. I've done at Bartram Middle School on Morton Street in South Philadelphia on 16th. I used to volunteer there just because the students were terrible.
Were they?
Yes. And to take some of the stress off of the teachers and stuff, to try to sit and talk to them, because I was like a counselor.
Okay.
So I would talk to the students and ask them what's going on with them and stuff. Most of them would talk to me because I'm a people's person.
Right.
And I know how to speak to not just adults, but children.
Right, exactly.
Children,
to relate to them.
Some way, somehow I can relate to children. And they would listen, and they would come to school like they should.
Right.
I used to have to help some of them because they didn't have much.
Okay.
Which was wonderful for me. I loved it.
Right.
But it made them feel like somebody cared.
So really, is that really the underlying part of them acting out? Is that
yes?
Okay.
There's a lot of children that are in broken homes.
So they've been born to a family that just had them, and pretty much.
Yes, and that's why they lash out. That's why they
For the attention, right?
Yes, they do the things that they do. I've heard a lot of stories, and I'm like, wow. So I understand a little bit more than someone that never sat down and talked to a child to get to understand them. But their minds are just so. Their minds are deteriorating because they don't have education, because they don't want to go to school, or they can't, and they're hungry. All of that, and it's just
Can I just say this? Tara, you just hit it on the nose. A lot of people don't realize that you've got to make it attractive for children to go to school.
That's a good point.
All right. I mean, look at our schools, the conditions there. And I just read an article about roofs leaking and such, and bathrooms that don't function.
Wow.
Tara talked about entering the school and having to go through metal detectors and cops around. And she said, you know, she didn't have those things when she went to school. I want to know what has changed since then, since we went to school, to these things happening in our schools now. Now, if I was a school-age kid and the schools are in the shapes that they are in, I would wake up in the morning not wanting to go.
That's true.
Wow.
Think about that.
Exactly.
Think about that. You have to make schools attractive to kids. And so when you take money away from our schools and you take away music and you take away art and some of the science classes that we need because we don't have the resources, you are taking some of the interests of some of our students. That's the only reason they go to school. It's because they know they're going to learn that instrument, or they're going to be able to, you know, get the tools that they need to do their art projects or whatever.
Right.
You know, it goes a long ways to keeping people or children interested in our schools.
I agree, and as you're talking, it's making me think about a whole lot of things. Like you said, the care is really the underlying, and you said providing an environment that will make people want to come. But the environment is being conditioned where you're saying police are in the schools now, so you're giving the idea that this is a policy, a prison policy, getting you used to seeing that the uniform, armed guards being on the premises, and then someone was also, and it never really dawned on me. I never even thought about it, and I did the disclaimer earlier, but the uniforms that certain schools wear, they're more like the colors might be a little bit different, but they're more like the Dickies, the type of style is more like the prison type of wear. I never thought about that, and they said then you see other zip codes where they have to wear blazers with a little emblem and their nice collared shirt and nice pair of pants and shoes. So once again, we're looking at social engineering, and it's really, and for people that are unfamiliar with social engineering, that means that social being society and engineers, people dictating how society should be run. And so we're looking at two different systems, but a lot of times we're asleep, and like people, you, Mr. Fred and Tara, y'all doing great things because they're really putting your heartstrings on line to see that. I know that we can't save everyone, but the ones that we can save, is how much not only will they appreciate it, but how God is going to make sure that somewhere down the line when we're down, or it might be in a low place, that someone else will give us a helping hand. So y'all really doing a really good thing. I was reading online about this big money in prisons. They say the average per capita for depending on what economic bracket you're in is like $47,000. But each prisoner, each prisoner is like $47,200.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, so they say that it's like millions in there. And I'm reading here, the state of California, for instance, recently canceled a contract to house low-level state offenders in 3 private prisons. They have a group called the GEO Group. They own private prisons, so if anytime it's private, you can get snatched up real quick. And the 3 prisons would generate about $35 million combined, so that's per year. And then it goes into the different stocks that you can invest in. For if you want to invest in prisoners, you can make money into that. But I don't want to give them a free plug, but just let you know that there's money in prisons. That's why they're taking non-offenders, non-violent offenders, and taking them in order. I heard something, but I can't verify it, so I just want to say it in a rumor stage right now that when you get a small possession or whatever like that. Now, if you have some ecstasy or something like that, you have a tablet pill, where you happen to go to the store with your grandmother, you legitimately went there and brought her prescription home, and if you get a stop and frisk and you have that prescription on you that doesn't have your name on it, especially if you're a young person, that can easily catch a case for that now. So that's on the books. I don't know if you're shaking your head. Have you heard that, Mr. Fred?
I've heard some things like that, and also there, on the other side of that, there are groups working for people for nonviolent offenders.
Right. That's good.
Yeah. If you look at the population in some of our prisons, so many are there for things like possession of drugs. Okay. There are some harm, a lot of harm in our communities behind drugs, but what has this person done to harm another?
Right.
They've harmed themselves. Let's help them. Let's not lock them up. Okay. Now you're going back to where you talked about how much money is being spent per prisoner.
Yes.
And you're close. I think the average is around in the mid 30,000s around there.
Wow.
You know how much it costs to go to Temple University a year?
No.
Somewhere around 17,000.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so give me the change.
Right. Right.
Okay, give me the change. Let me send my child to Temple and give me the change. Okay,
Right.
That's our money.
Yeah. Now, when I made that statement about California, this is California, like you said, you just clarified on Philadelphia with Temple. It says here, according to the state government of California, the average cost to house an individual prisoner for 1 year is a whopping $47,102. By comparison, the average income for an American individual is $47,200, according to the CIA, that's the Central Intelligence Agency. So, you know, they supposed to do things international, but this is from them. And the GDP, gross domestic product, per capita purchasing power, partly. So this is from CIA. So this is from the Business Insider. So this is a business website that I'm looking at. So people that do investment in stocks and bonds, and they're telling them how you can funnel your money into, because you know it's a big money in prison. So they have the whole listing of, if you want. Me personally, just on ethical standpoints, I wouldn't invest in that. Other
It's
people,
sad.
yeah, but other people would do that. But some people, depending on where you're at or whatever, and but they have a whole listing of prisons that you can invest in, prison stocks and bonds. But I see what y'all shaking your head. It's like
I like something when Tara said about how she helps volunteer with the children
Yeah.
at school to talk to them, because that is really needed. You know, just to talk to them, because when the children come in stressed like that, the teachers, everybody connects with that energy. So the teachers become stressed.
the children are irritable, upset, or they're
Right. So the teachers are stressed, the children are stressed, everybody is in this
everybody just stressed.
energy of
a ball of
anger,
Yes.
and there's no connection to do what is supposed to be done. So with Tara being sort of the medium to go between and to, you know, help these children to release whatever that is, you know, and to help them. And did you say you speak with the teachers as well, Tara?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's needed as well. Because the teachers are stressed.
Teachers are put in a bad place. They're
default right too, right?
Yeah, they're given this curriculum, and they can't stray from it. You know, it's not like I can form my own lesson plan.
Okay.
You know, they have this curriculum that they must stick to.
Right.
And it came from that so-called No Child Left Behind that's still around, that was supposed to be so great for our schools, and we see where it's gotten us. Teachers are being blamed for sad state of our schools, which is absolutely crazy. People don't become teachers to make a whole lot of money.
Yeah, they want to help. They really got to have a good heart to do
You go
that.
to school and you get a degree,
Yeah.
and go further than that, get a master's degree, which a lot of teachers do. You know, you can make a whole lot more money in the private sector and not become a teacher. So how are you going to blame teachers for the sad state of our schools? Now, before we go any further, I see that we don't have too much more time to go. I just like to leave everybody with these.
Oh,
these
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Okay. It may seem hopeless, but it never is. It's never hopeless.
Oh, of course.
I believe that my God can do anything. Okay, and He works through us. He works through His people. Okay, so we do have alternatives. Okay, and the two easiest ones is to make sure that we follow that old technique of making sure that people know that we're unhappy. We can still rally. Direct action against corporations. Direct actions against government. Okay, without being violent. Okay, so what we need to do is, when you're called upon to do something to help your community, you cannot come up with every excuse under the sun not to do it. Okay, sure, you're busy. Okay, sure, you have a family to raise, but you want to make sure that your family has the things that they need in the future. You want to make sure that your job pays enough money for you to continue to work there and to make sure that you can take care of your family. The other part to that is don't sleep on the elections. Okay? I understand that we may not know personally the candidates, but we can do a bit of research. Okay? And if an organization like Fight for Philly recommends a candidate that's going to represent our
So
community,
you pretty much guaranteed, they're pretty sure that they're going to be.
we're not going to guarantee
I
it,
understand it, yeah.
but you know, more than likely you should vote
They're
for
more
that
a better
person.
person choice, right? Okay.
Absolutely. So, the fight against the big interest groups and all that money out there, let's make sure that we go to the polls when it comes time. The one thing that we can use, the main thing we use against all of this money in this country is people power. And you better believe there is power in numbers.
Without question.
Okay? So, let's use those methods that have been around for a long time, that still work, you know, and don't feel as though that you have no voice. We have a big voice. We make up a big percentage of the voting public.
Wow, wonderful. Now, how does a person get in touch with Fight for Philly?
Okay, I'm going to give you my personal number.
Okay.
Okay. My personal number is 267-408-0733. If I don't answer, leave a detailed message. If you want me to come out to your home and sit down with you, I will. The other ways to do some research on our organization is go to our website. Okay. It's updated daily. Go to our Facebook page. It's updated daily. You'll get pictures, you'll get videos of all the things that we're doing in the city, along with our volunteers and along with people in other coalitions. One mentioned PCAS, Philadelphia Coalition Advocating for Public Schools. It's becoming a big movement in this city.
Okay.
Okay. And
What is it called?
PCAS.
PCAS.
PCAT.
It's an acronym. Yeah. Philadelphia Coalition Advocating
Okay.
for Public Schools. To bring back community control
Okay.
to our public school system. It's been taken away.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
State
By listening
control.
to y'all. Yeah, definitely.
So it's not hopeless, folks.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that we can do. And one of the things they can do is become a part of Fight for Philly.
Okay.
Right, wonderful. All right,
That
go ahead,
sounds
Tara.
like- and that's a great organization.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right, everyone. You can. It would be great if we got some of you guys out there, if not all of you, to come out and volunteer. Just see what we do. Just see what goes on at Fight for Philly. Fight for Philly for me is wonderful. I love all of the organizers. They're great. They're very informative. You will definitely learn something by being a part of Fight for Philly. Just think about it. It's really nothing to think about for me.
Right,
Because
right.
of the way I became a volunteer, it was just instant for me. Once I heard about what they were doing, I was very interested. This is a powerful group of individuals, and we need your support. We need your help. We really, really do.
Well, we would love to have you back so you can continue with this
Almost definitely.
And-
Keep us
and
updated on what's
reports
going on,
and
right?
updates,
Okay.
because I think that's important as well.
We would love to. We would love to. One other thing, our location is 846 North Broad. We're on the first floor. We're right next to the old Met.
What's the cross street? 846.
It's at Broad and Parish.
Broad and Parish.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so right in the heart of North Philly.
All right. Well, we.
Yeah, like I said, it would be great to have you continue this coming
No
back.
problem.
and-
Anytime you want us.
Great.
Yeah,
All right,
and,
wonderful.
and you can call as well to let us know, because sometimes we can get busy with other things, and then it's not to say we don't
Yeah, we
want.
could
It's
guide
just
about you or anything,
sometimes
right.
and when things are not in front of you anymore,
Yes.
you move on. So we'll keep both lines open of communication,
Great.
because this information needs to continue to be put out there, updates, reports, and it's going to help. It grows, it spreads,
Right, definitely.
like a virus, but in a good way.
I want to thank you guys for having us. There's so many more things that we
Yes.
could go over, and so I'm glad you have
Yeah.
that invitation.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
us to come back.
Yeah,
Thank you so
definitely.
very much.
You're welcome.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
So once again, this is Mind to Mind. My name is Shema'yah Bay. I'm the student of Vonda, Kline. We're coming to the close of the program. We want to thank Mr. Fred and Tara Tillman for coming in. Until next Monday between 11 and 2, we say God bless and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.
Are you related to